Hi everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live this week. My name's Mandy Witherby and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today, whether or not you're joining me live or you might be watching the replay either on Facebook or YouTube. Remember that if you are watching on YouTube, remember to click the subscribe button, and then if you click on the little bell icon at the top right as well, you will get all notifications whenever I post a new video, so then you'll be sure to never miss out on anything. So that would be great, and I would really appreciate if you are watching this back on YouTube later to give me a thumbs up. That would be really fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, so while I'm waiting for everyone to jump on, I will just call up this live on my iPad so that I can be sure to see all of your comments. And let's just see if I can find it here. Sometimes it takes my iPad a few moments just to refresh. Let's go back out and try that again. Okay, and there it is. Okay, great, found it. So now I can see. Hi Sharon, how are you? Great to see you this afternoon or this evening where you are. How's your day been today? Did you get lots done? Okay, so hi Tracy, great to see you. Thanks for being here today. And let me know, I'll just tip that camera down a little bit. I feel like I'm chopping my chin off. I've got my camera positioned in a slightly different position today so that I could see if I could get a bit further away from the camera, because I can't move the camera back on my stand. I can't move that back on my desk because I have shelves there in the way. So I was trying to just reposition my stand to see if I could get a little bit further back from the camera. So it seems to be a little bit better, so that's great. Okay, so let me know how your weekend was. What did you get up to? And let me know what you did. I always love to hear about your weekends, to see what you did. I didn't do anything terribly exciting. I actually was working on my business budget most of the weekend, so terribly unexciting and complicated. Oh, you've had a good day today, Sharon. Awesome. Oh, you're hoping to get more done tomorrow. Great. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Some days are just crazy busy, aren't they? That we don't get much additional work done. So, oh, I can hear my little dog whinging at the door. I don't know if you just heard her then. She wants to come back in. But she's usually banned when I do Facebook Lives because she gets really restless and disruptive. So normally my daughter will take her. Hi Amanda, great to see you. Thank you for being here today. How was your weekend? And how was your weekend, Tracy, too? Just waiting to still see. We've still got some jumping on, so that is awesome. Say hi as you jump on. Let me know. You had a lovely weekend, Amanda. Awesome. And you did some creating. Beautiful. Cleaning and meeting up with a girlfriend. Fantastic. Sounds great. Hi, Jenny. Great to see you. Thanks for being here today. How was your weekend, Jenny? How are things going down there in Tasmania, Jenny, with COVID? So things are starting to ramp up here again, and feeling for all of our Melbourne friends, our Victorian friends, one of which is here. Hi Alison, how are you? How are things going where you are? Are you I'm hoping that you're staying safe. Oh, hi Carol, nice to have you here. Thank you very much for coming on board and saying hello. It's great to have you. Tracy, you did some work building a retaining wall. Oh, in your daughter's backyard. Oh, wow. That sounds like a big job. I remember when we had the retaining walls built here. John worked so hard on them. Of course, I wasn't able to help with my back, but he had some of the neighbours helping, so that was really good. And boy, it's a hard job. It's a big job building retaining walls. Yes, so what I was going to say is COVID-19 is heating up again up here and in our local area as well. We just found out over the weekend, and again, I think it was this morning, there's been a couple more cases in our local area here too. So I'm putting on my mask whenever I have to go out, and I'm only going out when I absolutely have to. So today I had to take little Molly to the groomer. I made sure that I wore my mask. The last time I went to the groomer, I didn't wear my mask. I think my guard was coming down a little bit, but I made sure I wore it today just to, in case, because you just never know. And yeah, I never sort of cross paths with anybody when I go to the groomer, because she's operating out of her home, so she has one in, one out sort of thing. But even so, I didn't want to take any risks in case, you know, you just never know. I could be carrying something, she could be carrying something, you never know. So, hi Athena, great to see you. Oh, you're just dropping in. Okay, no worries. I'm guessing that you're still at work. Usually at this time, I know that you're still working. Fantastic. Thank you for catching the replay later on. That would be awesome. So hopefully you're all staying safe with this pandemic, and yeah, doing everything that you can, of course, to stay safe. Some days are a bit scarier than others, aren't they? And some days I just have to not listen to the news because it gets a bit overwhelming sometimes. Oh, you're just outside the metro boundary, Alison. So not so restricted, but still being careful and not going to Melbourne. Good idea. Yes, definitely. Yeah. My son actually had to go and get tested on the weekend. He's come down with a little bit of a cold. Thankfully, his results came back negative. He got those back really quickly, which was awesome. But we've still got him isolated because the rest of us don't want his cold, because then if we catch it, then we've got to go and get tested and have time off work till we get the results and all those things. So we're like, nope, you still put that mask on when you come out of your room, and you stay in your room as much as possible. He's got his own bathroom, so none of us are using that bathroom. So I just don't want to take any risks in catching anything, even if it is just a cold, because I do not want to have that test. So yeah. All right, so we've got a few here now. Great, that's awesome. It's lovely to have you all along. I've got a really cute project to share with you today. But first of all, let me go. Oh, thank you, Alison. Yes, he was so relieved. I think he was very, very nervous about the implications, but yeah, thankfully it just turned into a little head cold, and he's really not that sick, but still making him wear that mask. So he's been pretty good about it, so that's good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is a bit of a worry when you know you've got to have that test. Our daughter had to have it a few weeks ago, same thing. She had a little touch of a cold, but she works with the public in the city, so that was a bit touch and go too, and we were a bit concerned, but hers also came back negative. So now we've had two of them in the family tested a few weeks apart. So this is just going to be ongoing for a while, I think. But yeah, both of them work with the public, so they're kind of at high risk of picking anything up. So constantly praying over them to keep them safe. But yeah, anyway, let me move on with some news and talk about more happy things and exciting things. Okay, so as you all know, we have our beautiful annual catalogue available. So this one is a really big catalogue, and with the annual catalogue, this has all of our staple products in it. So it's got a lot of stamp sets in there, but it has the staple products like our papers, our cardstock, our tools, dies, punches, all that sort of thing in it. So that's our big catalogue. And then we also have our beginner brochure. This is much smaller, and this has compilations of products which are fantastic if you're just starting with stamping. So if you're new to stamping, sometimes the big catalogue, it's still great to have, because some of those tools and those staple products you will need. But if you feel a bit overwhelmed when you're looking at all the products, this is a great place to start with this beginner brochure. So this is, fantastic, and there's some beautiful stamp sets in here as well. and it gives you more of an idea of the things that you will need to get started, which is great because it's got, I'll show you just in the first page. See, in the first page here, it shows you, I'll move over this way a bit. It shows you the group of products up here. It gives you the list of all those products, which you can buy individually, or you can purchase them just using one code if you want all of those products. And it shows you some sample projects that you can make with those products. So if you want to make these projects, these are the things that you'll need, and then you can just put in the one code and you'll get all of those products, including the stamp set here as well. So there's a few others like that in this brochure as well. Whereas in the annual catalogue, there's a lot more standalone stamp sets or stamp and die bundles or stamp and punch bundles and things like that. But then you'll still need your inks and paper and all of those things. So if you're getting started, ask me for one of these. Then, as well as that, we also have coming up on the 4th of August, we have our beautiful new mini catalogue. So this is our August to December mini catalogue. Previously we knew it, let me move this way. Previously we knew it as our holiday catalogue. Now it's called the August to December mini catalogue. And this one is filled with beautiful, beautiful products for all of your Christmas and autumn and Halloween projects. This is the one for you. So this one is fantastic. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already that you're working with and you would like any or all of those catalogues, please let me know and I would love to get them out to you. Now with this one here, these products are available now for demonstrators. So if you join Stampin' Up! Now, you can actually put some of these products in your starter kit. Now let me tell you a little bit more about that opportunity. So to join my team, it's only $169, but you get to choose $235 worth of product in your starter kit. So you get that additional $66 worth of product for free in your starter kit, plus you get that starter kit posted out to you free of shipping, which is awesome. And you'll have some additional catalogs in there as well if you do want to show them to any of your friends and family. Now there is a business opportunity, but if you are not interested in a business, then that is totally fine. You can just purely purchase the products for yourself. Now the biggest exciting thing is that when you join Stampin' Up, all of your purchases that you make, you get a 20% discount. So who doesn't love a bargain, and who doesn't want to get more craft product for their dollar? All of us, we want that. So and you can then over time you can build that up to 25% discount as well. So when you join my team, there is, as I said, there is no pressure to sell. So you don't need to sell. If you don't want to sell to other people, you can just buy the products for yourself and your own crafting hobby, which is perfectly fine. And I have a lot of my ladies that do that. We also have Stampin' Up, a Stampin' Up demonstrator website that you have access to. We get early access to new products such as this one we have. Whoops, there goes my beginner brochure. I just dropped that. Such as this mini catalogue at the moment. So we've been able to purchase these products already. So some of these I already have. You may have seen my unboxing last week of some of these brand new products. We also have Stampin' Up! Only events that we can attend. Currently they're online. Usually there's more face-to-face ones, but during the COVID pandemic, we're having virtual events, but there's planning to go back to face-to-face events next year, so that's awesome. Well, hopefully sooner than next year. And what else can I tell you? We also have demonstrator only Facebook groups. I have a team group as well, and we do a lot of fun things together in that group. And we have a beautiful community in that group of lovely people that all are just so welcoming and just really lovely. And we share our creations with each other and we inspire each other. And it's just a really, really lovely community to be a part of. So if you would like more information about that, please send me a message so that I can get in contact with you and have a chat with you about that, because it's a wonderful opportunity. And I always say to everyone, if you're unsure, just give it a go. And then if you decide that it's not for you, there's no problem. There's no lock-in contract or anything like that. You basically just stop purchasing as a demonstrator and you go back to being my customer. It's that easy. So I always say to everyone, give it a try, see how you like it. If you don't, no worries. That's totally fine, but you won't know unless you give it a try. All right, so yes, all those beautiful, beautiful products that we always have long wish lists, don't we? So if you have a long wish list, consider joining, because then you can get more of those products at a discount. So there you go. I'll leave you with that one to think about. At the moment, we also have our bonus days promotion running. So this started on the 1st of July and runs through to the 3rd of August. Now, during the bonus days promotion, for every $90 that you spend, you will earn a $9 coupon. And that $9 coupon you can spend next month in from the 4th of August. Now, the good thing about that is those coupons, I was going to say vouchers, those coupons, same thing, those coupons can actually be spent on new products from the mini catalogue when that launches next month. So remember that. Or you can purchase anything from the other catalogues as well, from the annual catalogue or from the beginner brochure as well. But I think this one is the big draw card at the moment, because everybody wants to get their hands on these beautiful products. Now, for my customers that have purchased with me in the last 6 months, your catalogs have already been sent out to you, and I know that some of you have already started to receive those. So if you haven't received yours yet, please let me know, just so that I can follow up on that, just to make sure that everything's okay with the postage of that, etc. Okay, so I think I've missed a few little comments. Let me just see. Oh, hi Diane, how are you? Great to see you here today. Thank you for joining us. Okay, great. So, so they are the only newsy things I really have to tell you today in terms of Stampin' Up! News. But just with my news, just to remind you that I do run monthly classes. So I usually have a product-based class, and I always have a technique based class. So my technique based class is my technique club. Now at the moment we're just going month to month, and you can join in on any month that you like. I always promote that one. And if you would like to know more about my classes, please let me know, so that I can add you into my classes group as well. Okay, so with the Technique Club, each month I teach a new technique to the participants, and we usually do a sample project so that we can have a little play with the sample, and then we've got a sample to keep for later, for going back to our ideas, our notebook. We call it our technique notebook, where we keep all our samples of all our project techniques. And then we do 2 full projects as well. So you get PDFs for that, you get a product list, you get an explanation of how to do the technique, and you get a video link as well. Now normally I do face-to-face, but at the moment, because we can't have face-to-face, everything is online. So you do get that video, and the beauty of that is that you can go back and watch it as many times as you like. You can stop and rewind, fast forward, whatever. Whereas a face-to-face class, basically you get that once and then that's it. So it does have its benefits as well. All right, so if you would like to know more information about my classes, please let me know, and I can get that information to you and get you joined into that classes group as well, which is just a Facebook group. So nothing scary about that one. Okay. Remember, as I said at the beginning as well, in case you've jumped in a little bit later, I do have a YouTube channel as well. So any of my previous videos over the last couple of months, you'll find them on my YouTube channel. You just look up my name, Mandy Witherby, and you'll find my YouTube channel there. And yeah, you can go back and have a look at any of those videos. Rather than trying to find them in my Facebook page, you can actually go and view them over there on my YouTube channel. And if you do go over there, I would love it if you would subscribe, give me some thumbs up over there. And also too, if you click on the little bell icon, then you'll be notified every time I post up a new video. So you'll always be sure of not missing out on anything. Okay, so that's all the news that I have today. So we can jump straight into our creative time. So let me just, unless anyone has any questions, if you have any questions, post them up as I'm talking, and I can answer them as we go along. All right, so let me just see. Oh, I heard too that deliveries down to Victoria are a little bit delayed because of the border closures and closures. So apparently everyone that goes through the border, including all the delivery trucks, everyone has to be health screened, etc. So it's just slowing down the deliveries a little bit. So if you are down in Victoria, just know that you can still order, but your deliveries might be a little bit delayed. It's only by a couple of days apparently, according to the information we've been given as demonstrators. So yeah, if you weren't aware of that and you're looking for your order, just be patient. I'm sure it's on its way. Okay, so today we are going to be playing with something really, really cute. So what I might do is I will tip the camera down to the desktop and I will show you what we're going to be playing with today. So I've designed a card, and I haven't put the whole card together yet. I've prepared it, but I haven't actually put it together. So we're going to put it together. So I don't have the actual sample to show you, but you'll see as I put it together, it's really, really cute. So let me cover up the camera and I'll tip the camera down to the desktop and we can get started. And actually, to let you know, my watch is not working and I can't see the time on my phone or on my iPad because I'm filming on my phone. I'm watching it back on my iPad and I can't actually see the time anywhere. So I have no idea how long I've been talking, and I will have no idea what time it is as we go along. So if someone wants to give me some time updates anytime throughout, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Yes, my battery just went flat today and I'm like, oh no, I don't like not having a watch. Anyway, let me tip the camera down. Just give me a moment. Okay, I will flip these cameras. I will readjust everything. Got to undo two things this time. Tighten everything up and I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, let's see. Did I get that lined up? Well, that looks a bit wonky actually. Just see if I got that lined up. Might need to move that across a little bit. And we'll see. Oh, that's not too bad. That looks a little bit close though. Let me just close your eyes if you get motion sickness. I'm just going to move this up a little bit higher. Whoops. So it looks a little bit too close. Okay, how does that look? Is that a bit better? Hopefully that's a bit more zoomed out so that you can, everything is not too close. So this is what we're going to be playing with today, our beautiful Playful Pets. Now, before I go into that too much, let me just remind you, I'll just move that over for a sec. Let me just remind you of where you can purchase these products that I'll be showing you today. So you can purchase these products. Oops, let me just move that down so you can see it on screen. Oh, hi, Julie. Great to see you. Thanks for jumping on today. All right, I'm just having a look to see. The camera looks like a really weird angle. I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, so if you like any of these products that I'm showing you today, then you can find these products at my online store via my blog. If you go via my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, you'll be able to find all of these products there. And if you are ordering in my online store, if you use my host code here, This is my July host code. When you use this host code and your orders are over $50, I'll be able to send you a thank you gift. I love sending thank you gifts to my customers. So remember to use this code so that I can send you a gift. Okay, so let me bring back in what we're going to be playing with today. So, oh, you love this sweet, Sharon? Awesome. And oh, that's right, because the stamp set was on back order. And I forgot to check that before I went live, but thank you for letting me know that it's come back off back order. So that's great. So it's available again now. So this is the Playful Pet Sweet, and it is super, super cute. If you are an animal lover, or if you're not an animal lover, but you know someone that is an animal lover, this is a great set to have. So in this suite, we have the stamp sets and the dies, or the stamp set and the dies, which are over the page actually. Let me show those to you. So here's the stamp set here, which is super, super cute. Now this little doggy here was actually modeled on on Stampin' Up CEO's dog. Our Stampin' Up CEO's named Sarah. This was modeled on her dog. Her dog, I can't remember her dog's name now. Somebody might remember Sarah's dog's name, but he's super, super cute. But anyway, it was modeled on her dog, who is really, really cute. So along with this stamp set, there are coordinating dies. There's a small picture here that you can see. There's a larger picture at the back of the catalogue where all the dies are. But basically you can cut out all of these, the dogs and the cats that are shaded. You can cut them out with the dies. And then there's a couple of additional dies which are little footprints, little animal footprints, which are so adorable. Also too, in this suite, there is the designer series paper, which is what we're going to be working with today actually. And then there are these cute little trinkets. I'm not sure if you can see them. These little, what do they call them? They call them, yeah, Playful Pets trinkets. And they're little bones and little love hearts with a little loop on the top of them that you can actually tie them on to the little animals, like it's a little tag on their collar and things like that. They're really, really cute. And then you have the ribbon. So let me show you those products, and there's some gorgeous sample products here in the catalogue as well, that if you're not sure what to do with the products and you need a bit of creative inspiration, remember that all the samples are here in the catalogue to inspire you. So you can copy these, or as we say, case, C-A-S-E, which is copy and selectively edit. So you can even case those products that are in there. And it's one in here that has inspired me for this project, although I'm changing it up. But my inspiration actually came from one of the projects in here, and I'll tell you about that one in a moment. So that's the Playful Pet Sweet. Let me show you the gorgeous papers. So I don't have the entire suite of this I don't have the entire suite of this one. I only have the papers and the ribbons. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be working with today, and I'm going to incorporate a few other products as well. So I have cut, now I got this paper through the paper share that I run. So each time we have a new catalogue, I run a paper share, which I forgot to mention. I will be doing a paper share for the mini catalogue as well. I just haven't got that up and running yet, but I will let you all know when I have that ready. So I participated in that paper share as well, and so each of these normally come in a 12 by 12 sheet, but I have cut them in half for the paper share, so they become 6 by 12. And so these are the really cute papers, and this one I've already cut out of for our project today. But you've got this really cute one with all these little cat characters on here, and on the other side you've got these what look like to me whiskers, cat's whiskers. And then you've got a similar one with all the doggies, and of course there's a little Shih Tzu on here because we have a Shih Tzu, so I love the little Shih Tzu. And there's a little Silky Terrier as well. We used to have a Silky Terrier years ago. That was my first dog, and so my little Jessie, and so I really love this little one as well. and there's that other little dog from the stamp set as well. And then there's a little dash hound, sausage dog, and this little one, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a Pomeranian or a long-haired Chihuahua, but anyway, it's pretty cute. And then on the back, you've just got some red and white stripes. We've got some little fishies and some love hearts there. And on the back, there are some other cats there as well. This one I always think looks pretty grumpy. This one's pretty cute though, and this one looks a bit stunned, I think. Then we've got this gorgeous paper, and this has got lots of dog sort of little sentiments. It says scratch, wag, play, love, bark, wolf, dig, chase, etc., and then it repeats. And on the other side we've got some, whoops, up this way I think, we've got some little dog bowls, little tiny dog bowls with food in them, larger dog bowls, and little bones and collars and things, so they're really cute. Some cute little paw prints. How cute are these? And on the other side we've got some other dogs. These ones are larger dogs. And then there's this one which I've cut today for our project today, and this one is to go with the cats. So we've got fish and mice and feathers, things that cats like to play with. And then on the back we've got this gorgeous scripty font which has cat related words on them: paw, jump, love, meow, purr, snooze, yawn, then it repeats, etc. So, oh, the dies are still on back order, are they, Sharon? Oh, thank you for letting me know that. Okay, so just the stamp sets are available at the moment and the dies are on back order. Okay, thank you for that. So even though they are on back order, you can still order them, and that will mean as soon as they are available, they'll be sent straight to you. So they are the gorgeous papers. Let me flick these two back over. So they're the gorgeous papers. And then the ribbons, there are two types of ribbons. So there is this real red stitched ribbon, which is really cute, and it's a really, really thin ribbon. I think it must be like 1/8 of an inch or something. Let's see, I forget the width of it. Oh, it'll tell me in the catalogue. I'll have to go to the ribbon page and find out. Anyway, it's a very fine ribbon. Let me see, ribbons. It helps that I've tabbed all of my catalogue, and it helps me to find things. So Playful Pets trim combo ribbon. Real red is 1/8 of 1/8 of an inch, which is 3.2 millimeters. Stitched grosgrain ribbon with white stitching, and there's and that's 4.6 meters on the roll, and the other one is black and white baker's twine, which has 9.1 meters. So that's this one, which is the black and white baker's twine. So they're a lot of fun to coordinate with and you'll notice I've got a bow tied on here because we're actually going to use that. So I was playing with that. Actually, I think I've got that twisted, so I might need to retie that anyway. But I was playing with that, ready for our project today. Okay, so yes, so again, if you don't love animals yourself, but you know somebody that does, this is a great suite to work with. Okay, so today we are actually going to be making a fun fold card. Oops, all my pieces are falling apart. So we're going to be making a fun fold card. So this is my card here. I was going to, let me just get the other piece, just a moment, and I'll grab that. I had put it back on my shelf. I was going to show you how to make this fun fold. It's really, really easy. So all it is a half piece of A4 cardstock. So that measures 29.7 centimeters, and I've cut that in half at 10.5 centimeters. Okay. Then, and I will show you the other products that we're going to include in here in this project as well, as we go along. So then, oh, it's all right. Okay, it was a little bit stuck just then. All right, so then what I do is I then score this piece at 14.85 centimeters, which is half. So that's halfway. So just like we were creating any other card. Okay, so then we've got that scored in half like we would if we had a card opening that way, or if we had an easel type card opening that way. Then we're going to score that front panel in half again. So then we're going to score that one at 7.4, or just a smidge over 7.4 to make it halfway. Okay. So we've got a score line at 14.84. 14.85. Then we've got another score line at 7.4. So we're going to fold that one like that, like a normal card, and then this one folds back in the opposite direction and meets that edge there. Okay, so then you've got a card that opens like that. Let me do that on the paper. Okay, does that make sense? And then be sure to burnish those folds with your bone folder to make them sit down nice and flat. Okay, so that's the base of the card that we're going to be doing today. All right, so I've got this one already here. Now, the next piece that we are going to have is just a piece of basic black cardstock. Now, I've already pre-cut everything, as I said. This one is cut at 13.2 centimeters by 8.8 centimeters, and this one is going to go on the front like that, so that we have a border piece there. Now, you might be wondering about what's going to happen with the inside. The inside is going to have a piece exactly the same size as that, which we're going to line up, so that when the card is closed... Oh, hi, Kathy, how are you? Gee, it must be really late where you are. So when we close the card, you won't see the inside panel because it will be hidden by the outside. Okay. Then on top of that, we are going to have our designer series paper. And I've chosen this one because we're having a cat theme for this card. So I've chosen this one with the cat related items on it. So this designer series paper is going to be 12.8 by 8.4 centimeters. And we're going to adhere that to that black matte layer. So let's do that now. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. So Stampin' Seal is our new adhesive. If you haven't seen that, it replaces the snail adhesive that we had, but it's a lot stronger. It feels a little bit different to use, so it does take a little bit of getting used to. But once you get the hang of it, it's a really great adhesive. And it's probably going to all stick to me now because I've just stuck my fingers onto... as you can see, it's quite sticky. All right, so then what we're going to do is we are going to just apply our designer series paper onto that black mat and leave an even border around the edges. And as I always say, as even as possible, because on camera, that's always a challenge. Oh, it's 1:45 a.m, Kathy. You're doing a bit of late night crafting while everyone's asleep. Oh my goodness. You're starting to sound a bit like me. Well, it's lovely to have you here. I'm glad that you caught me. Okay, so now we're going to have a piece of vellum because this panel here is going to adhere onto here. But we're going to put some other items on top, or some other elements on top of this. But I want to tone down that designer series paper a bit. So best thing to do that is to add a piece of vellum. Now I'm just going to adhere that in a moment because I want to be sure that I adhere that in, I put the adhesive in the correct spot where it's not going to be seen. Yes, me too, Athena. I do my best crafting at night time when it's quiet. Yep, same. Yeah, so we want to hide our adhesive behind the other elements so that it doesn't show through the vellum. Okay, so what we're going to do first though, before we get onto that, is I will adhere this Oh, good, Michelle. You're looking forward to getting this sweet. Awesome. So we're going to adhere this first now to the front panel. Now we are only going to attach it to this part here. So just this part here is how it's going to be attached, okay? So you have to be really careful about the placement. We'll do the vellum part in a moment. You have to be really careful about the placement of your adhesive because you don't want that adhesive going onto the other part because then it'll stick that down and it won't open. Okay, so we just want the vellum on this part here. So the best way to work that out is to flip your piece over, line it up so that you've got your even border around all four sides. And then, let me get that right. And then that will show you where to put your adhesive. Okay, so I'm just going to flip that around a little bit so that I can get my, oh, I better get that moving first. Whoopsie. Okay, so is that still right? Yep. So lay down that adhesive. Come on. What's happening? It's, oh, it's stuck on the, just get that moving, get that, there we go. Got the adhesive at the, you have to make sure that you have the adhesive there ready at the roller. Otherwise it won't roll, it'll just slip everywhere. Okay, let me try now. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. Okay, so we just apply that adhesive there. I'll do all four of those sides. There we go. And then just flip that back over and line that up again with your even border around all four sides. And then you can just pop that down. If you're worried about lining that up, you can always use your Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. So yeah, if you're worried about getting that lined up, using the multi-purpose liquid glue does give you a little bit of wiggle room or wiggle time to get your positioning of that. So you can always use that one if you are concerned about that. So there you go. So when you open up the card, it's going to open up like that. Okay. Now, before we do the rest, I might actually do the inside layer as well, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So these layers are the same sizes as these layers that we just put down. So we've got our our black matte of 13.2 by 8.8, and then we've got our Whisper White piece, which is 12.8 by 8.4. So I'm going to start by putting down this one first, and this time I think I am going to use my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue because I want to make sure that I get that piece underneath exactly lined up with this one on top so that you don't see it when the card is closed. Okay. And in fact, I think I got my border just slightly off on that front panel, but that's okay. It's not too bad. All right, so let's get a bit of Tombow. And we'll just run that around the edges. Now, when you're using your Tombow glue, just be sure to not put it all the way to the edge, because as you put that down, because it's a liquid glue, it is going to ooze slightly, and you don't want it oozing out of the side of your card, because if it oozes out of the side of your card, then it will leave a big sticky mess. All right, so I'm just going to place that down lightly. Close this up. Oh, look at that. I think I got that first time. Wow. There you go. So now I'll just smooth that down to adhere that fully, and I'll just double check it again. Yep. So then as you see, when that's closed, you won't see that panel underneath. Now, before we adhere our white piece there, that's the piece that we're going to write our greeting on to our recipient, I'm going to add a little bit of designer series paper on the inside there. Now, as I said, I don't have the stamps, so if you had the stamps, you could do a little bit of stamping just in the corner, but make sure you leave enough space there to write your greeting to the recipient. but I'm just going to use a little bit of the designer series paper just to decorate. And I've actually got this little strip here that was an offcut from this piece that I cut here. So I'm just going to cut a little strip of that. I'm just having a look to see how much I would need. So if I cut just above that bowl, and I'm just going to cut that and adhere that to there so that that ties in with the front. And we'll do that part first before we adhere that panel. And a tip too, when you are doing your inside piece that you're going to be writing on for your inside greeting or sentiment, be sure that if you are, it's always a great idea, and I don't always do it because it depends on if I'm in a hurry or not. It is a good idea that if you are doing layer upon layer, your top layer that you're going to be writing on, if you want to stamp a sentiment onto that, stamp it on before you adhere it into your card. And then that way, if you make any boo-boos with your stamping, you can just get another piece of cardstock or just flip that one over, rather than putting it all together, go and do your stamping and then find that you've made a boo-boo. Then you have to work out how to cover up that boo-boo, which there's always a workaround, but that's the best thing to do. So just a few little tips there that might be helpful. Okay, so I don't know why this keeps jamming. I'm going to need to probably give it a clean. So I'm just going to cut a strip which is about, it's actually about 1 centimetre. I'll cut that at about, whoops, I just flicked my blade out of the track then. So I'll cut that at about 1 centimetre, just there. And then, so we've got some feathers, some fishies, some paw prints, a little bowl, and a little bit of wool there. So wool ball, so that's good. And then I'm just going to attach that to, or adhere that, I should say, to that piece there. And that's already the correct length. So that's awesome. So I'll just use a little bit of Tombow again, multi-purpose liquid glue. So we call it Tombow because it's actually Tombow brand. Or some people actually call it green glue because the caps are green, but it's actually called multi-purpose liquid glue in the catalogue. So if you are looking for it in the catalogue, it's actually called, mine's a bit icky because I've been using this one for quite some time. It's actually called multi-purpose liquid glue in the catalogue if you're looking for that, okay? All right, so now let's adhere this one. Getting in a sticky situation here. Alrighty. So I'm going to adhere that right along the bottom there. There we go. And this is just one simple, quick and easy way that you can dress up the inside of your card without adding too much and still leaving enough space then to write your sentiment. Okay, and then that's going to be adhered to there. So we'll use our glue again for that. It's a great sweet, isn't it, Michelle? I knew that you would love this one, being a cat lover. As soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I know who's going to buy this one. Okay. I actually grew up with cats. We always had cats from the time I was very young. And then I actually developed an allergy to cats when I got older, perhaps because I already had allergic tendencies and I sort of oversensitized, they say, to... Oh, sorry, Alison, I just saw your message then, as I was just looking back up, about the ribbons. No, it doesn't tell you on the ribbons the length of the ribbon because it's a combo pack, and they tend not to, when they have the combo packs, they tend to not print any information on the rolls. I'm not quite sure why that is, but when they're a combo pack, they don't have the information on there, but it is on the packet that they come in as well. So there we go. So we've got the outside part done and we've got the inside. Now I haven't decided on the sentiment just yet that I'll write on the inside. In fact, I'm putting a sentiment on the front. So on the inside, I might just write a message. but I will be putting a sentiment greeting on the front. Okay, so let's go ahead now and compile the rest of our card. Now I've cut out one of the little cats, this little one here. He's very, very cute. Now I have a friend who has a kitty cat who is not doing so well at the moment, and so my friend's little kitty cat is having to wear a cone at the moment. Any of you who know my dog Molly know that my dog Molly often has to wear a cone, which she's wearing at the moment because she gets hot spots on her belly and she licks and licks and licks and makes them very, very sore and red and inflamed. So when I saw the picture in one of the samples in the catalogue, I thought, oh, and now I've pulled the, that's right, I've pulled it out. I thought, oh, that is so cute. I love that card. And then when I found out about my friend's cat, I thought, oh my goodness, I need to make her one of these cards. So if you can see this little dog here, so this is on page 41, this little dog here is wearing a little cone. And the cute thing about it is it's not the Shih Tzu, which Molly is a Shih Tzu, but it's the little silky dog. So I call it the little Jessie dog because it looks like my old dog Jessie, and it's got a little cone on. So when I saw that, I thought, what a brilliant idea. I'm going to do that for my friend's cat. So any of you who know who my friend is, because I know somebody is on here who will know who I'm talking about, please don't tell her because this is a surprise. All right, so I've got the cone and I've got the cat. Oh, and I've lost his head. And I cut out an additional cat head so that I can mount that up on top of the cone to make it look more 3D. All right, so that's the cat component. Then I wanted some other things to put on there. We've got our vellum, we've got to adhere that yet, so that we can, because we don't want the cat to be lost in all of that background designer series paper. So we need to just tame that down a little bit, and we're doing that with the vellum. Now, as well as that, I'm also going to add in a few other products. So I have here the Be Mine stitched dies. Now this is the old packaging, so this one says framelets, but now they're just called dies. So this Be Mine stitched dies, we're going to be using those ones, and I've already die cut those ready. So I've cut this one in real red. Now this one cuts out with, it cuts out 2 hearts in one when you die cut it. It cuts out the outline in the stitched scallop, and then it cuts the solid heart on the inside. But I actually want to use both pieces together. So I'm going to be adhering both of those together. And then I've done one of the other shaped hearts in the Flirty Flamingo, which matches with the cat's ears. That's one of the colors in the suite. Okay, so we're going to be using those. Now for the sentiment, we're going to be using a different stamp set, and I'm actually going to be using this one, Healing Hugs, because this has a gorgeous sentiment that says sending you healing vibes. And so that's the sentiment that I want to send to my friend for her cat. So we're using that stamp set, and then we're going to banner the ends of that with one of our brand new products that's coming out in our mini catalogue. And this is the Banners Pick-a-Punch, and I showed this on my unboxing last week. So you've got 2 banners. You've got the arrow banner, and then you've got the traditional inward arrow banner. So we're going to be using the inward arrow banner today. So I will show you that when we get to that point. So that's a few of the extra. And then of course I've got some bling. So I've got some bling in some different colors. So we'll decide. Oh, actually I ended up picking just the 2 colors. I've got the champagne and I've got the red rhinestones. So we'll decide which colors match when we get to that point. All right, now what we're going to do first. So these are all the bits that are going to go on here. They're going to lay like this. Now let me just work out. I need to work out where to apply the adhesive for my vellum. But I need to just position all of these first to make sure that wherever I put that adhesive, it's going to be covered up by my other elements. All right, there, and then this little kitty cat's going to go down here. All right, so if I apply a bit of vellum just behind there and under the cat there and then there, that will be great. And then we're going to have a banner label here. So we're going to have, I've already pre-cut one, so we're going to have a banner here that's going to go under there, and then on underneath that one we're going to have some more of the oh, I didn't tell you what color I used on this one. This is the new cinnamon cider. So we're going to have the cinnamon cider banner underneath. Now with the cinnamon cider one, we've cut that slightly off center so that, oh, hi Sharon, how are you going? I am well, thank you. How are you? So I've just cut that a little bit off center so that I can offset them. Oh, I might have that one upside down. Anyway, we'll get to that point in a minute, because what we'll do is we'll stamp our sentiment first and then we'll layer all that together, and then I'll work out where that adhesive is going, get that down, and then we'll put it all together. And it's going to be such a cute card, and I hope that she will love it. So, all right, I have already got a piece of basic black, which I have punched with the banner punch. Now this one is, let me remember, I can't remember, I didn't write down the measurements of this one. This one is just over 2 centimeters wide. Okay, it's 2.1 centimeters wide, and the length of it, I left that quite long so that I could tuck it in under the other pieces. So that measures 10 centimeters at the moment, and we can always trim that down when we get to that. All right, so let's bring in that stamp set. So our healing hugs, and I've already got my stamp on a block ready to go. Now this was the old style clear mount stamp. So these are the ones that didn't have the sticky stickers. So I haven't put my sticker on, and that's always tricky to try and line that up. So let's see how we go. We're going to stamp that in our Versamark ink, and then I'm going to emboss that in white embossing powder. Okay, so we'll just ink that stamp up and stamp that down on my banner here. Try and line that up. Forgive me if I get my head in the camera while I try and line this up. And go about there. See if I got that in the middle. Well, it's not too bad, I think. Let's see. All right, so I'll just bring in my embossing paper. I just use copy paper as a catcher for my embossing powder, and I have a different set of papers for each embossing powder, so each color. Now we don't have our embossing buddy anymore, so I suggest that you just use a fine tip paintbrush to brush away any of those excess stray little grains of embossing powder. And I'm just doing this very carefully, and then give it a tap to get rid of any of those excess ones. If you still have the embossing buddy, fantastic, use that. It's not in the catalogue anymore, so it's actually not available, but if you have it, using it with the black and the dark colors is really a great idea. But I'll try not to use it on camera anymore because it's not available anymore. All right, so I'll just pop the excess embossing powder back into the container, and we'll cap that before we heat this, because we don't want to accidentally heat the rest of our embossing powder, because once we heat and melt that, it's done. We don't want to do that. So, okay, so I've got my heat tool here. We're going to heat this on setting 2 on our Stampin' Up! Heat tool. So just heat that up for a second first, and that helps to melt this really quickly. And then that way too we don't get any singeing of the actual cardstock. So you just keep heating until you see that embossing powder start to melt, and it'll become shiny. Try not to burn your fingers in the process. There we go. Great. Okay. So that's all good. Now we've got our other piece here. Just bring that in. We've got our other piece here, which is going to be layered underneath this one. And as I said, so that the points here line up, when I've punched the cinnamon cider one, you'll see that it's actually punched off center, just so that I can get those two points of the banner to line up while still having this offset so that it sits a bit lower, so that you can see that color. Can you see what I mean there? So I'm going to use a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue to do this, so that I make sure that I get them lined up really well. And I'm not going to put glue all the way to the top because, yeah, wait, I don't want to put glue all the way to the top because otherwise there'll be gluey sticky bits that'll be hanging off. So in fact that might, oh no, that should be okay. All right, so then we'll just line those up so that we've got the points lined up there, and we've just got about 2 millimeters of that cinnamon cider showing underneath. In fact, that might be, and we move that down just a little bit because we've got the Tombow. We can just move that ever so slightly. Oops. And being careful to still keep our points lined up. This is where the Tombow comes in really handy. Get that all lined up. Okay. Let's bring that out a little bit more if I can still get a hold of that and bring that out a little bit more. My glue might have started to dry a bit. Anyway, that's okay. Okay, great. All right, give that a nice press down. Alrighty, so let's get this all sorted out. Now I'll probably trim off the excess there of that one, and we will do our vellum. So we're going to have the pieces here, oops, pieces here and here and here. Oh, thanks Tracy, 506. Okay, I'm nearly done, so I'm doing well today. And then that one under there, so we'll trim off some of that. We'll trim off that black bit there. There's my snips. There we go. And then we can tuck that bit in underneath. All right, so we're going to put the adhesive down there and along here. So I'll just put a little bit of adhesive here, here, and along here where our sentiment is going to go. And that should hold that vellum down. And then all of that adhesive will then be covered up with our elements that we're going to put on top there. There we go. Okay, great. Alrighty, so now I'm going to start putting down these pieces, and again I'm going to be using my Tombow because this one here is very fine. You could use your fine tip glue pen for this, or we do have now the adhesive sheets. You could die cut this out with the adhesive sheets. There we go. So I'm going to pop that one down first so that then I can add on, or add in, I should say, the solid heart in the middle there. A bit close. All right, and then we'll just line that up and pop that heart down in the center there. Great. Good. You move over there, little kitty. Actually, I'm going to put you over there away from the glue. Let's put little kitty over there away from the glue. Okay, so now we've got to work out where our banner is going to go, because this heart is going to go over the top of that. That's it there. Yep, so we'll adhere our banner down. And that's going to go almost to the edge there. Oh, just using my grid paper there to try and line that up, to try and get that straight. Move that out a little bit so it's not sitting over that one. And then that heart is going to go over the edge of that banner there like that. All right, so now to do this part, I'm going to just apply the adhesive to the corner here of the banner to adhere that heart there. There we go, because that sits up a little bit higher than that lower part of the heart. Oh, we can put a little bit of glue under there actually too. It's not quite high enough to put a dimensional under there, but our cat is going to be up on dimensionals, so we don't want the heart up on dimensionals. But I could put a little, I might actually put a little glue dot under the top of that heart there, because the glue dots will be a little bit more dimensionalized than the Tombow glue, but not too dimensional for the height of the cat itself. Just pop that little glue dot under there. There we go, and that'll just hold that down there. Great. Okay, now we are ready to put down our little kitty cat. So I'm going to put the cat down on dimensionals, and then we're going to have his cone on, and then his head will be the separate piece, which will be on another layer of dimensionals. So let me get my minis out. I'll bring in my mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll use those. Now his head is going to overlap with the heart, so I'm not going to put any dimensionals right under his head. I'm going to put them mostly under his body. So I'll just flip him over. I'll put one on his tail and down on the other parts of his body. There we go, and then I'll just test that to see that that is going to, yeah, oh, he needs one more on this part of his tail, or he's going to have a saggy tail. Let's see if I can get that one in there. I might need to trim that one a little bit. Let's trim this little mini dimensional a tad, just so it will fit there within his tail and not show. There we go. So he's going to go down here, and let's see. Yep, I'll probably put one under that ear. So yeah, sometimes with some of these cards, you just have to, it's trial and error. You've got to sort of work out exactly where your adhesive needs to go. That's better, and then that bit can sit up. Okay, great. All right, we're ready to pop him on. So I'll just remove the backings from all of these adhesives. And we'll get that adhered down. Alrighty, there we go. Little kitty cat. Oops, there's a dimensional backing. Those dimensional backings, they get everywhere, don't they? Alrighty. So now we're going to pop him down here so that he is just overlapping that heart slightly. There we go. So cute. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? All right, and then we're going to put the cone on. Let's get the positioning of the cone. And then his little face is going to go on over the cone. So yep, that's about right. So we'll put a bit of Tombow on this one as well. So with this circle, I have just used the layering circle dies. So this is an old packaging. Yeah, so just the layering circle dies, and it's the smallest one there in the set that I'm using, the smallest plain circle die. Alrighty, so I'll pop that down on there. Just line that up and check how that's going to look. Move that over just a little bit. Yep. Great. Good. Okay. And then what we're going to do, so we'll just make sure that sticks down well. We're going to pop his little head up onto a dimensional. So I'll just grab one of my ordinary size dimensionals. I'm just going to pop that in the middle of his head. And then just pop his head down over the top of the other headpiece, which is underneath. So we've got to line those up really well. There we go. There we go. And there's our little kitty cat on there. Now we're going to add a bow. How cute is he? So cute with his little cone on his head. Poor little kitty. There we go. And in fact, that glue is causing that vellum just to curl up slightly, which is great because it's giving it dimension as well, which is making it more cone-like. I tried to actually cut a slit in that and fold it over a little bit to make it more cylindrical, I guess, but it wouldn't adhere properly that way. And the vellum is quite strong, so it kept on wanting to pop undone. So I just thought this was the other next best alternative. All right, so now we're going to use our ribbon to make a little bow. Now I've noticed I did tie this one earlier, but it's a bit twisted, so we'll do another one. And we're just going to pop a little bow down. Actually, that's got a bit of a kink in it now. I'll just use my bone folder to try and get that kink back out. Alrighty. Tie a little bow. There we go. And the first one wanted to twist over on itself. This is really nice ribbon actually. It's quite soft. It's really pretty. I love ribbons. I've got a thing for ribbons. I've always got to have all of the ribbons. All right, and then we're just going to pop our little bow down here, I think. So let me just trim the ends off. Wrong scissors. Let me get the right paper snips. And we just want a little short bow like that. In fact, that's probably still too long. There we go. And this one is going to just pop down. I think I was going to pop it, I was planning to pop it on here. Or should it go that way towards the greeting? Should it go that way or that way? That way it kind of looks a bit funny. I sort of was still toying with the bow part as to how I was going to position my bow. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller even because the cat's only quite small. I'll trim that down a little bit. Oops, that little end bit of ribbon ended up on there. Okay, so then can we have the bow that way? No, I think the bow needs to go that way towards the sentiment. Or up there. Yeah, I was still toying with the bow when I created this. I still hadn't decided where I wanted that bow to go. But I knew that I wanted a bow. How about just there on the banner? How does that look, do you think, on the banner? Or just here? I think I'll go with here. That was my original idea. I think I'll go with that. All right, so I'll just use a little glue dot and pop that at the back of the ribbon. Oh, in fact, that side looks nicer. Yeah, we'll use that side of the ribbon. That side looks nicer. It's just how the ribbon has tied there in the middle. It looks a bit neater on the other side, so that's the side that we will use. And we'll pop the bow down, just going in. Yeah, I think going in that direction towards the sentiment. There we go. Great. And then I might even trim that end up a little bit more because now it's on the cat and I don't want it to be on the cat. There, we'll make a little short tail on that, on this bow. Maybe a little shorty bow. Cute. All right, and then what I'm going to do is just add some bling. So now I need to decide what color bling, if I'm going to use champagne or the red rhinestones. I've got a few left in that packet. Oh, I think it has to be the red because the champagne is going to be washed out on that. Yeah, you're going to lose the champagne. I think it needs to be the red. All right, so we'll use up the last of these ones. How am I going for time, Tracy? Are you still with me? Or have you gone to make your dinner? I know you normally do dinner around this time, I think, don't you? Is anyone else, if Tracy's not there, can somebody else let me know the time? I'm nearly finished, but I would like to know what time we're at. All right, so another idea you can do, if you want to add, because you'll see that the vellum is loose on this corner, if you wanted to adhere that vellum, you could pop a little, actually I might even try it, 521. Okay, good, awesome. Oh, thanks Julie, thanks Tracy. I might even do that is I'm just going to roll one of these, whoops, roll one of these little glue dots and pop it in the corner there, and then I'm going to cover that up with a gemstone. And then that way I know that that corner of the vellum is secure. I've just got to get it to stick in the ball shape, and it's wanting to stick on back onto my tool. Okay. There we go. And then we'll put one of our little rhinestones over the top of that so that's not obvious. Good. So now that's nice and secure. Okay, so then we've got to put a couple more a couple more rhinestones, so I might put one there. Let's have one, we put one down here or up on our heart, maybe on our sentiment. Oh, I would like to have one up on the heart actually. Which side? This side or this side? I think everything is going towards this side, so perhaps this is the side to have it on. And just pop it up there towards the top. There we go. So there we've got our ribbon, we've got our bling, we've got our sentiment, and then we've already done the inside as well. Whoops, let me move that away. So we've got the inside done ready as well for our greeting. So there you go, there's our little project for today. I might need to add another little glue dot under that bow just to hold that down a bit because it's wanting to pop up there. That's okay, I'll fix that up afterwards. But what do you think, everyone? How do you like my little cat card? And that was simply just using the designer series paper, the ribbons, and some other dies that I already had, and the new punch, of course, which I had ordered prior. So yeah, so how do you like that? Do you think that's cute? I think it's really adorable. I might even do another one for somebody else without the cone. Oh, thanks Julie, thanks Sharon, thanks Kathy. It's really cute, hey. All right, so let me tip the camera up now so that I can say goodbye to you all face to face, because as you know, I always like to do that. Oh, thanks Tina, thanks Tracy. All right, so let me tip the camera back up now so that I can say goodbye to you all. And just give me a moment. Alrighty, flip those cameras, adjust my lights, and there we go. Oh, I'm very crooked. Bit wonky there. Oh, okay. Hopefully that's okay. That's not too bad. All right, so there's my cute little card. I hope you all really liked that. But I love this fun fold. It's so cool, and it's so easy to make that fun fold. So hopefully you all caught those measurements. If not, feel free to watch the replay. And of course, this will be over on YouTube as well. So feel free to even jump over onto YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe. It will be so helpful for me. So thank you in advance if you go over there and subscribe. That would be awesome. Oh, you like the card layout too. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Tracy. Awesome. Oh, you like it too, Rose? Great. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. I love it when you all join me. It makes it so much more fun. And I hope that you all have a great week. Now, remember again that we have the mini catalog coming up very, very soon. But if you don't want to wait and you would like to get those products right now, remember I gave you all that information about joining my team at the beginning. If you missed it, feel free to go back and rewind. But if that is something that you're interested in, please let me know. I'd love to have a chat with you about that. We always love to welcome new members to our team. So yes, let me know if you would like any more information. But anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I hope all of you stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 4 o'clock. And until I see you again, happy crafting everyone. Bye.